Antifa should be classified as a terrorist organization and investigated as such by the FBI. It is baffling after all the arrests, all the threats, all the attacks, that hasn't happened yet. Antifa stands for anti-fascist, and it has a long history. An anti-fascist movement arose in Italy in the 1920s in opposition to fascist dictator Benito Mussolini, and it spread to Germany in the 1930s in opposition to Adolf Hitler. So at its roots, the group was on the right side of history, risking life and liberty to fight real fascists. Now it has become this sad group of disenfranchised radical youth who hide behind masks and use violence to quiet those who disagree with them. You know, like fascists do. Maybe we need to take a step back and understand exactly what fascism is. It is an authoritarian philosophy that believes in strength and violence to silence the opposition and take away personal rights like freedom of assembly, freedom of speech, and freedom of the press. You know, like Antifa does, making them not only terrorists, but historically ignorant, hypocritical terrorists who do exactly what they claim to be against. Which brings us to Portland, Oregon, where Antifa attacked this man, a dark web conservative gonzo journalist named Andy Ngo, who exposes Antifa and is hated by them. And that led to this. You are watching more than a dozen masked and hooded Antifa members hit, kick, and douse Ngo with milkshakes and silly string at a right-wing political rally in Portland. Ngo suffered serious injuries, including a brain hemorrhage. You may be wondering now, where were the Portland police during a mob attack on a defenseless journalist? The head of the Portland Police Union insinuated that Portland Mayor Ted Wheeler sympathized with Antifa and told the police to stand down. Mayor Wheeler denies that. We'll let the investigative journalists in Portland sort that out, but we do know that there are Antifa sympathizers in the media.
But when someone comes to call out bigots and it gets hot, even physical, are they equally wrong as the bigot they are fighting? I argue no. Fighting against hate matters.
Chris Cuomo of CNN was an example of one of many talking heads in the media who defended Antifa when President Trump famously said after the clash between Antifa and white supremacists in Charlottesville,
"Yes, I think there's blame on both sides."
To this day, President Trump is blasted for allegedly making a moral equivalency between the two sides. Well, I can make a moral equivalency. They're both scumbags. Forget their politics for a moment. Focus on their crimes. We have labeled neo-Nazis, white supremacists, and alt-right groups like the Proud Boys as hate groups and even terrorists. But Antifa has somehow avoided those labels, even though they terrorize college campuses, they destroy property at otherwise peaceful rallies, and they threaten and carry out violence against those who disagree with them. The coddling of Antifa by the media because it agrees with their politics only emboldens them and encourages more violence. Which is why I was happy to see Democratic presidential frontrunner and former Vice President Joe Biden condemn Antifa and its recent attack. He joins Andrew Yang as the only two Democratic presidential hopefuls to do so. All of the candidates should be pressed on that issue during the Democratic presidential debates in July. And cities across the country have to stop playing politics with police work. Crimes are actions, not causes. And we have to stop allowing criminals to hide behind whatever hypocritical euphemism they come up with. I'm Larry Menti. We'll talk again soon.